Hello, I'm Blanca and I'm from Mexico, and this is my first live with this computer, so I hope it's going to work well. I'm going to work with this box. This is an MDF box that I found. The measures, as you always ask, is 17 centimeters by 17, and it's almost 7.5 centimeters here. So I hope you enjoy this live. I'm going to see your comments in my tablet. So if you want to write something here, I can read the comments. Hi Cindy, how are you? Nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. Va a ser un poco el live en inglés, un poco en español. Espero que entiendan. Hi Juliana, hello. Y bueno, vamos a hacer una caja. Es una caja de MDF que para empezar, bueno, voy a empezar por quitar los tornillos. Ya quité algunos. Y bueno, esta es una de las herramientas que no les pueden faltar en su espacio. Siempre necesitamos tener un destornillador chiquito, a veces hasta un taladro, para poder trabajar. Entonces voy a quitar los tornillos para poder pintar bien la caja y pues ya después los estaré poniendo cuando ya esté todo terminado. And hello, the new people who is joining. I'm going to work with Pentacolor products. Honestly, I love these products because they are so amazing. Hi Anja, how are you? I want to show you first the other box, the box that I did for the last live. I hope you enjoy this live. Here I use the ribbon and a piece of lace. Here is pedazo de cordón. And here you can see the crackles that we did during the last live. The texture is dried, and as you can see, there's a little bit of volume with that we did with the pastes that we use and the powders and everything. So I hope you enjoy this live, and if you want to watch it, you can see it in Facebook, but Facebook is deleting all the lives, but you can also find them in YouTube. Hi Jill, hello. So I'm going to start with this. First of all, I'm going to start with acrylic primer, white. How are you girls? I hope your week is great. And as you know, I love to start always with acrylic primer, as I can see better the colors that I am going to choose for this box. It's going to be an easy project, but I hope you like it. I'm going to use some products from Pentart, not just paints, because for the projects I love to create some effects with them. Not the new ones, because the new ones are for walls, but for these ones, you can use the old products that you have in your stash and maybe you forget them. But use them, because if not, you are going to find them dried after a couple of years. Les digo que vamos a usar algunos de los productos de los que no son precisamente los nuevos, porque los nuevos son para las paredes, pero bueno, vamos a usar no solamente pinturas, sino también otro tipo de productos que a lo mejor ya los tienen ahí olvidados y les va a dar mucho coraje acordarse de que sí los tenían y que ya estén secos. This is always my first step when I start a box or a jar or everything. I always love to start with the primer. Oh, lucky you, girl. Here in Mexico, we are having a lot of rain. The day is very cloudy, so sometimes it's complicated to do my lives with this weather because the crackles doesn't want to work as they used to be. So I miss the sun. So here is summer, but it's so sad that the sun doesn't want to show, doesn't want to appear here. It's not raining every day, but we have clouds, a lot of clouds. I am going to use the primer here, and then I choose a paper from House of Roses collection from Stamperia, and I'm going to glue the rice paper in this part of the box. Yes, Jill, is a good advice. Honestly, I was crying a few minutes ago because I found this cracking paste and it's dried. So it has the half of the jar, but I forgot this one and it's dried. So we have to use them. Don't keep them for your grandsons or your granddaughters. You have to use the products that you want. Maybe the next live I'm going to use the new products, Jill. But as I received the box a few weeks ago, I didn't try all of them. And for example, I received the new cracking system, but just the step 2. So I'm not going to use that cracking system because is missing the step 1. Maybe in a few months when I receive the next box. You know that in Mexico nobody is selling the product, so it's so sad because I cannot get them easily, and with new regulations of USA, I'm having some problems to get my boxes, so it's complicated. Hello, Isabela. Hi. Hola, Isabela. Les digo que desafortunadamente aquí en México, bueno, no tenemos un distribuidor de Pentart, entonces a veces cuando no me llegan, me llegó un craquelador, pero solamente me llegó el paso 2, entonces no tengo el primer, entonces pues así no se puede usar, porque me falta el paso 1 para poder usar el paso 2. Y pues con las nuevas regulaciones de Estados Unidos para poder pasar los productos, bueno, no puedo recibir todos mis productos aquí y aquí no hay quien los venda, entonces no los puedo conseguir fácilmente, me los tienen que enviar directamente de Hungría. Pero bueno, si ustedes están en Europa, por ejemplo, las chicas españolas, o si están en Estados Unidos, hay gente en Estados Unidos que sí yo sé que ustedes a lo mejor hablan español, pero que pueden conseguir los productos fácilmente con las chicas de Estados Unidos. Entonces, si los tienen allá, hay varias compañías que sí los están vendiendo allá. Y bueno, ya tengo unos años con Pentart y bueno, hago un live más o menos al mes, si se puede, si la tecnología lo permite. Y aparte los proyectos que suben las chicas de Pentart y los chicos de Pentart a la página, ahí hay algunas de mis colaboraciones que ustedes pueden ver. I know that this step is boring, sorry. And don't forget to follow all the lives that we do for Pentart. There are some lives in Hungarian, but also we have lives in Greek, in English, in Spanish. For example, my friend Jill has a live every week. She's amazing. And her lives are in English, so. And sometimes there is Teresa or Basilis who also speak in English. So you can follow us as well as the Hungarian girls. So that's it. And here. Maybe for the base of this, I'm going to use another material. So I'm not going to paint it. Yes, I want to try with another primer, maybe the universal, and I want to see the crackles. As I can see the videos and the tutorials, I saw that the crackles that you get with the new cracking system are bigger, are really great, but I don't know if I can get the same crackles with the universal primer. I have to try it because I was so sad. When the next box is going to arrive, I don't want to have a jar with a dry product. It's closed. I didn't open it, but I don't want to have a bad experience with that jar. Yes, I know. When we have the cracking systems, step 1 and 2, I always try to use the primer that corresponds to the other one. But as I don't have the other one, maybe this is going to be useful, right? I hope so. The rice paper that I choose is this one, and I'm going to use this part. And maybe this one, and I hope I can use also this one. I measured this part, and this is 15 centimeters. It will not be completed. Yes, so sad feel. Les digo que recibí una caja con productos de Pentart y me dio mucho coraje porque, bueno, a veces cuando no tienen los productos completos, pues me mandan lo que alcancé. Y en este caso hay un producto que lleva paso 1 y paso 2. Y solamente alcancé el paso 2. Entonces sí me lo mandaron como yo lo había pedido, pero el paso 1 no alcancé. Entonces es muy triste porque no voy a poder hacer el efecto que yo quisiera con el paso, con los 2 pasos. Digo, espero poderlo realizar, pero sé que me va a costar trabajo. This is just for the inside. For the outside, I'm going to use the stencils and molds. So this is the paper, the rice paper, but first I want to paint inside, and I want to use also the molds, and I'm going to use the cracking primer, and then I'm going to do the inside of the box. For this one, today I'm going to use the creamy acrylics. The creamy acrylics, they have different finishes. For example, these are metallic, this is semi-gloss, or also you can find matte ones. The colors are amazing and you can mix them with water. And I am going to use this one to start this, to paint this box. This color is sand, but it has a... Oops. I don't want to do that. The color is beige. It's like sand color. And I'm going to start with this color here. Oops. These acrylics have great coverage, so you can use them easily, or you can mix a little bit with water if they are too creamy. Sorry, if they are too creamy, you can mix them with water. Also, you can use them with a spatula and with for stencils. Just one layer, and it's going to be okay. It jumps everywhere. For this part of the box, I'm going to use a stencil. The stencil that I choose is from Stamperia, and this is the stencil. If you want to have the code, is this one. I prefer to use these ones that are thicker because these are easy to use. These are easy to use with some paste, and they are easy to clean. For this one, I am going to use the modeling paste. And the spatula. This is very creamy, as you can see. And we can start here. As you can see with this paste, we can get an amazing stencil. And if you use your heat gun, you can dry it faster. It doesn't need too much. I'm going to do this part. You can also use the paints, as I told you, or maybe the structure paste, or Pentacolor has other paints that are for especially for stencils, but they are not. They come in some colors. Some products are not very popular, but you can find them in the catalog of Pentacolor. And finally, I have to do the last side. Ahorita lo que estoy usando es una pasta que se llama pasta modeladora. Esta me gusta mucho porque la verdad está cremosita, no se escurre por todos lados. Como ven, voy poniéndola en el stencil y el stencil queda súper bonito. No se va para abajo del stencil sin que yo haya usado algún pegamento para adherir el stencil a la caja. Entonces, la verdad es que es una pasta que es muy amigable, queda muy bonita. Cuando seca, no disminuye mucho su volumen. La verdad es que se ve súper bien. Esta es de color blanco, pero también si no tuvieran esta pueden usar alguna otra pasta, tipo la Structure Paste, y se vería muy bien también. Y esto lo vamos a dejar secar. La verdad es que se ve bien, ya así como está. Y ya no me necesitaría a lo mejor un poco de color y después vamos a usar una cera. Ahorita voy a tratar de limpiar un poco mi stencil y después ya lo voy a pintar. La verdad es que no necesita como demasiado. Trato de limpiarlo un poquito porque si no después se me secan y ya no los puedo limpiar tan fácil. If you can, and if you have your bathroom next to you, or you have a tray with water, you can clean your stencils as soon as you can. For this time, I don't have the tray, and my bathroom is a little far from here, but I can clean them with water because the Pentacolor pastes are too good and I don't want to keep them forever. And let me the first box touch the other box and I have a hole here, but it's okay. And I am going to dry a little bit the paste. So remember, the color that I used before is this one, the creamy acrylic, and right now I am using this one, the modeling paste from Pentacolor. And at the beginning I use the primer, just the primer. For these corners, I am going to use some colors from the same acrylics. This color is going to be, here is the olive one. This is matte also, and this is also from the creamy acrylics. Look, this is the color that I am going to get. It's a beautiful green. I don't know if you can see the box. I hope you can. Ahorita el color que estoy usando es de la misma línea, y si se fijan, estos son mate. Y estoy poniéndole el color olivo. Es un color olivo, la verdad el color está bonito, es un verde bonito, no está muy chillante. Y lo voy a usar para las esquinas que ahorita estoy pintando. Sequé un poco la pasta, ahorita usé la pistola de calor y bueno, ya va tomando forma la caja. La verdad de ser una caja súper sencilla, pues ya con los colores y con el stencil y con el papel ya va tomando forma, y eso que aún no le pongo ningún molde ni nada. Se ve ya linda con estos acabados. As you can see, you only need one layer of this paint to get a good color. I didn't want to do today another project for Quitzy collections, so I choose some molds, different molds from Stamperia, and some products that I didn't use for some time. I used to use the Decor Paint Chockies, so today I choose these paints that are great too and have good coverage. They are beautiful. And this is going to be the color that I am going to use here too. Maybe for the inside I am going to use again the beige color for this part, the sides. I don't know if it happens to you that maybe you can think first the idea and you have the colors, but when you are painting and you are working with your project, you change your mind and you choose other colors other or you have new ideas. A veces tenemos una idea cuando vamos a empezar un proyecto, pero ya conforme a la marcha, o a veces ya incluso ya terminado el proyecto, dices, oye, como que este color no me gustó y lo cambias y cambias de idea. Entonces, pues se vale y pueden tener más opciones, a veces viendo videos, a veces viendo tutoriales, a veces viendo un poco las fotos de otros proyectos. Digo, no digo que se los pirateen, pero sí pueden tomar ideas de otros lados. Sometimes you can start with an idea, or you can watch some tutorials, or you can see pictures from other projects. I'm not saying that you have to do the same as other people do, but you can get some ideas, maybe the color, maybe the mold, maybe the way the other persons use some products. Maybe later, not right now. I am going to use, I don't know if a mold here, or I'm just going to use tape. Not right now, because if I use the tape, I'm going to get the paint that I have with the beige color, because it's not completely dried. But I want to show you the idea that I have for this box, right? Sometimes when I finish the lives, I used to finish with extra touches, as I can see better with another light, with sunlight, the project, and I see the colors, and I think maybe that the color that I choose during the live, it was not the correct one. It's sometimes it happens to me. As this is a round corner, I'm thinking what I'm going to do with this. Maybe not mold, maybe I am going to finish this corner with some waxes. Copper wax or brass one. As I am painting, my mind is working. How I'm going to finish this part of the box, the sides. And I want to know if you start all your Christmas projects, or if you are waiting for new collections. For me, it's too soon to start with Christmas projects. Maybe I have to finish this one later. Ahorita estoy haciendo esta orilla. La verdad es que estaba pensando qué hacer, si ponerle un molde o algo, pero creo que un molde no va a quedar muy bien aquí. Entonces voy a tratar de terminar como mejor la orilla, y ya después ya nada más lo voy a refinar con una cera, tal vez en cobre o en color, algún color así brillante, y ya nada más como para terminar ahí. Y les comentaba a las chicas que ahorita yo todavía no he pensado en los proyectos de Navidad. La verdad es que para mí es muy pronto. Algunas marcas como Estampería, por ejemplo, ya van a empezar a sacar las colecciones de Navidad. Y bueno, a veces ya empezando a ver proyectos, empezando a ver qué es lo que viene, pues ya es como empiezan a salir las ideas. Todavía tengo material de las colecciones pasadas, pero para mí ahorita todavía Navidad como que no, como que todavía quiero trabajar en los proyectos con flores y con cosas del verano, y no empezar todavía con Navidad. Pero bueno, ya depende de gustos. Y depende a veces también de para que hagan sus proyectos. Hay veces que los venden y pues yo sé que tienen que empezar pronto con los proyectos de Navidad para alcanzar a terminarlos. Ese sería el color que yo escogería para ahí. Y ya después haría algo con este stencil. I saw this stencil and it's very beautiful. This is from Vicky Papainoau. This is thicker too. And here I can maybe this color is going to be pink, and with a brush this is harder, maybe this one. This color is from the semi-gloss line, and this is the color is pink. And let's see if I can do this. Some of this I'm going to use this brush and a piece of fabric, or you can use a piece of paper, a napkin, because I don't want this to be very darker. Just some touches of this color here. Can you see it? The lines are very, very thin, and it's but you can do this. Ahorita estoy usando un color rosa para poner este stencil. Lo estoy poniendo aquí de ladito. Aquí es donde voy a trabajar para poner un molde y así. Entonces ahorita solamente estoy poniendo el stencil. El pincel que estoy usando es precisamente para los stenciles. Y así ya le dan un poco de color a la caja. Aquí voy a poner solamente algunas de las letras. Y para poder terminar. Y solamente estoy usando un poquito de la pintura. Y como ven, descargo para que no se haga una plasta aquí donde estoy trabajando. Si no descargo, entonces lo que va a pasar es que en lugar de verse las letras, se va a ver como la plasta ahí. Porque alcanza a pasar por debajo del stencil. Entonces no necesitamos tener tanta pintura en el pincel. Y ya, terminan rápido. Y aquí. Y lo mismo, sus stencils los pueden limpiar con un poquito de alcohol y con el mismo pincel. I'm telling them that you can use a little bit of alcohol and with the same brush, and you can clean the stencil and the brush at the same time. So I'm going to do this later, but if you can paint and then you can clean your brush and your stencil at the same time. For this part of the box, I am going to paint it with the same color that I used for the top of the box. The color was beige, and it was from this line of acrylic paints. The paste, as you can see, is almost dried. I'm using a little bit of water as this paint is a little bit dry, but we can use it. You can reactivate again the paint. And as you can see, the paste is completely dried. It was so fast to dry the paste, to paint it. Y como ven, de la pintura que ya usé hace ratito, ya ahorita ya la pude pintar. Entonces la verdad es que fue muy rápido cómo se secó la pasta y que ahorita ya la pudimos pintar. Y se ve se ve bonita porque ya quedó con el stencil y se ve bonito así. With the color it looks better, right? And maybe we can use a little bit of the green base. I'm going to use another brush just to do this. Just a little bit of paint. You can clean a little bit your brush and then you can paint a little bit your corners with this brush. Si se fijan, tomo un poquito de pintura, descargo en el papel para que no quede la manchota y de aquí empiezo a pintar como solamente unas pinceladas. Es como de la caja de afuera hacia adentro. Y hacia adentro, bueno, ya se va difuminando un poquito el color. Lo mismo vamos a hacer con los costados de la caja. Vamos a pintar un poco ahorita que ya se seque. Entonces necesitamos secar primero con la pistola para poder aplicar un poco de esa pintura. Como usé agua, entonces ahorita cuesta un poquito más de trabajo que seque. No va a sacar tan rápido como secó la primera parte. Pero bueno, está bien porque no desperdiciamos la pintura que teníamos en la mesa. Se fijan, no se necesita tanta pintura, no necesitan botes y botes de pintura para pintar una caja. We don't need jars and jars of these paints or these tubes to paint your box. With just a little bit of water, you can spread and give the layers that you want, and the colors are going to be great. But as I use a little bit of water in this one, I need a little bit more time to dry this. For this box, the molds that I choose previously, the mold that I choose is this one. So I am going to use a little bit of these flowers and these strawberries to put in this part of the box. First of all, I'm going to need cornstarch for my mold. And a special brush that I have here. I'm going to let the box dry. here and this part. I am going to use just 3 pieces. Later, if I need more, maybe I can add more molds to the box. I am going to use the clay. With the cornstarch, it's going to be easy to demold the clay. If you have resin, you can do it with resin, but sometimes it's complicated to use the resin and then try to overlap the molds. So it depends how are you going to use the molds. I push here to get the complete mold. And here you see with the cornstarch it's easy to get the mold. And this part is from the leaves. Here and some strawberries. We don't need a lot of pieces because it's a little box. I don't know if you're watching, just you're watching. Maybe here. Maybe we're going to need more leaves here. And this one, and this one. Sorry. As I told you, the laptop is new, so I couldn't place it in a great place. Here. Maybe we can paint it and then we can put the molds right here. I just listened to oops. And the colors that I am going to use are, for example, this one that is grass green. It's also from the semi-gloss creamy acrylics. And this is the part where we can play with the molds and paint them and do everything that you want. You can choose the colors and you can choose everything. I'm going to paint the sides. I hope it's going to be easy because there are not a lot of colors. Maybe green, yellow, red, white, and that's it. And as you can see, this is not dry. The clay is fresh, so I don't have to move a lot the mold. And maybe the final touches are going to be the last step few hours later. I prefer to paint them in this way and then glue them because I don't want to see blank spaces. But I don't need them completely dry because if they are dried, I can put them in the right place. That's why I didn't did the molds before. It's easy to paint them when they are not one over other. Es más fácil pintarlos así. Y si no los hice antes, si no los hice con resina o que la pasta se secara, fue porque si no, no los voy a poder poner uno encima del otro. Estarían completamente rígidos y no los podría yo acomodar. Por eso los hice así. No nomás porque no me haya dado tiempo. La verdad es que fue a propósito. Yo prefiero tener siempre mis moldes ya preparados. Pero si ya los estuviera preparados, no los podría poner ahorita encima de encimados. O sea, no los quiero todos aparte o nada más uno encima del otro, sino los quiero que queden como traslapados, así como los acomodé. Entonces, para eso necesito que estén así como mojaditos, que no estén completamente secos. Y entonces ya los voy a poder acomodar y ya después van a secar. Ya después obviamente voy a tener que darle como los toques finales porque pues se van a secar y seguramente van a empezar a salir grietas o algún hoyito o algo. Entonces como que los toques finales de esto van a ser después. Other color that I am going to use is this one, is trumpet flower. This is going to be here and here. Maybe the brush is too big. As the clay is fresh, I don't have to push a lot with the brush because the mold is going to be damaged. Okay, so just some touches of this, then I tell them that I will have to keep extra finish touches when this is going to be completely dried, as this is going to need maybe more paint in some places or some things. So this is not going to be everything. Other color that I am going to use is this one. The color is lipstick red. Oh, it has paint here. Lipstick red. And this is going to be for the strawberries, okay? As I don't need a lot of this paint, I am going to paint with this. I'm just taking just a little bit of the paint and painting. It's and finally this one, it needs red too. It looks like a strawberry. I don't know if it happens to you, but sometimes I see the mold and it's like, oh, it's a flower, it's a strawberry, it's another leaf. I don't know. And as you can see, I am using these colors. This is another color that I used. I am going to use this color. This is yellow. Just some touches of this yellow. I don't want to cover the other color. Okay. I have here some molds that I have from before, and I am thinking if I can do this. Maybe I am going to need something for here, but I think that it's going to be better that just these molds alone. What do you think? So I have to paint this frame. Let's see if I can paint it quickly with this color. This color is from the Decor Paint Chucky. The color is brown. Maybe I'm not going to glue right now everything because I am going to look for something in circles. Stamperia has some papers that have rice papers that have circles, and maybe I'm going to look if one of those circles is going to be useful. I was thinking during I was painting the molds that something was missing. I told you sometimes I change my mind during the lives or at the when I finish the lives. Les digo que estaba pensando que realmente algo faltaba, entonces como que no me dejaba satisfecha el nada más poner los moldes en el centro. Entonces me acordé que tenía unos moldes de marcos y que tal vez este me pueda servir como centro, pero para eso voy a tener que buscar qué otro molde, qué otro papel me puede quedar en el centro, alguno que haga juego. Entonces ese a lo mejor lo voy a tener que hacer al final. Do you remember that I have this here, the olive color? So I can paint some parts of the mold with this olive color. And you can get better finish in this way. I have to paint the flowers with white. So these molds, as they are not completely dried, you can glue them, for example, in jars or something else. And with this green, I can use this green with a piece of paper, and again for the corners. Just some touches, it's just for the corners. Aquí lo único que estoy haciendo es lo mismo que hice en la parte de arriba, ponerle un poquito del verde que he estado usando como para que todo se integre. Entonces lo estoy pintando solamente con la poquita fuerza que aplico con el pincel. No tiene que ser tallar y tallar y tallar, sino nada más con un poquito de fuerza que aplicas en el pincel y ya queda el color de las esquinas. No tiene que ser muy fuerte, solamente poquito, poquito. Just a little bit of this green for this side. And maybe here when I put the molds, it paints the box. For example, you can use maybe, I have here another product. I don't know if you remember this one. This is a beautiful color. This is a wax. It comes in, this is the brown one. It comes in different colors. It's the transparent, the brown one, and white, I think. So you can use this to finish your box. But if you want to use this one, it's better to use first one the clear. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, this is the one that I want to show you. This is the transparent, and then you can choose this one, the brown one. For example, you apply the transparent and then you apply this one. This is very, very beautiful because you can apply first this. I am going to do I am applying the clear one first, and then you can apply the brown one. The clear one is going to protect my box, and then when you apply the brown one, it's going to be easy to clean the parts that you don't want to be very, very brown. In this step, you don't need heat, because if you use heat, you are going to dilute the wax. Then you can apply this one. As you can see, this is brown. But as I started with the clear one, I can clean as much as I want. I did. And again, if you want this brown, you can use it. You can, it's like you can paint, but you can erase again because you use first the clear one. If you don't use the clear one, you are only going to get the brown one, and then it's going to cover everything. I love to use these ones, as you can see, in the corners, not for all the background, just for the corners. You can do the same in the sides. For example, you can start with the transparent. Close this again. This is the product, the finishing wax. With a piece of fabric, you cover all your sides. Here it is. And then you can start with the brown one. Can you see? You can antique this with these waxes. These waxes are really great. I love the color of this wax because it's really brown. It's not red, it's not too dark. You can remove it, and also if it's very brown, you can apply again the clear one, and you can clean the parts that you don't want to be as brown as it looks. Later this is going to dry. When it's dry, you are not going to be able to remove it. So you can clean right now, but later you are not going to be able to remove it, okay? So you can play with the colors as much as you want. And as I told you before, I'm going to find something for the inside of this frame, and I am going to use the molds that I painted during the live. You can put this here, or maybe you can put this here. Maybe I can use them. These ones. This is a creamy mandel. As you can see, you can paint with this. And the last steps that I missed is that I have to glue this here, but I have to paint inside of this box. And this is going to be in the back of this part of the box, and I have to paint these ones as they are completely dried with white, only white. And at the for final touches, maybe you can use the dry brush white, as it's going to be integrated. It's going to be a little bit clear, and maybe for these sides you can use some wax or maybe a mold. And maybe when it's going to be completely dry this side, I'm going to use again the finishing waxes, first the clear one and then the brown one. And you are going to see the pictures of this project in the Decor Paint group. Is Pentacolor Decor group, and I hope you enjoy this live. Sometimes it's complicated to finish a project during the live, so I am going to finish it completely and I am going to show you the pictures later. I have to choose something for this inside. As you can see, maybe a flower, maybe a rose, maybe something beautiful. As you can see better this part of the box. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this live. As you can see, the the laptop doesn't want to stay in the place I put it. I have to clean again my desk and find another place for this laptop. So sorry. Como les digo, esta vez este fue el proyecto. Ahorita solamente me va a faltar pegar. Para pegar, bueno, voy a usar el Decoupage Glue, Decoupage Varnish Glue. La verdad es que ya es hora y media de proyecto y tampoco las quiero cansar. Entonces voy a usar este Decoupage Varnish Glue para pegar los papel arroz adentro de las cajas y voy a acabar de pintar las cajas. Para la parte de aquí lo que voy a hacer es volver a aplicar otra vez un poco de la cera. Primero se pone la transparente y luego se pone la color café. Estas dos. Primero esta y luego esta. Entonces, estos se ven bonitos porque la haces como antigua la caja y se ve bien. Y ya nada más, al final, eso es lo que voy a poner y voy a pintar adentro de la caja. Gracias por seguirme. Voy a poner aquí también un papel arroz. Voy a tratar de buscar un papel bonito, una rosa o algo bonito que pueda yo encontrar aquí. Y ya cuando estén secas las flores, también las voy a pintar de blanco. Ahorita ya es hora y media de proyecto y bueno, solamente quería enseñarles algunos de los productos que a veces ya no usamos en los lives, pero que quedan muy bonitos, como estos o como las pinturas creamy acrílica. También, bueno, no sé, para darles acabados a las cajas pueden usar craqueladores o pueden usar algún otro producto que ahorita no usé. Esos no están completamente pegados porque primero voy a pegar el círculo que me falta. Entonces ahorita lo voy a hacer rápido y ya les subo las fotos. Muchas gracias por haberme acompañado y que pasen bonita tarde. Bye.